Good morning, brothers. This email's gonna come in, I don't know, I think I'm gonna go with 4 of these parts that I've got written down here. Part 1. Kyle, you might remember the school that was in the backyard of the place I lived in, back when I lived south of University of Chicago in Woodlawn. And I was a little bit curious about what had happened to that, and I think this might give a window into how things have been in Chicago in terms of school closings and things like that. So, that school, let me get the names up here so I can actually reference this stuff. John Fisk Elementary School. They were moved into the Austin O. Sexton Elementary School, which was half a mile west of there. So they got picked up out of the building and put in this other building. The Sexton School was closed as a school, but the building was reoccupied by this other place. The old building got rented out, I believe, to a group called, what are they called? Camelot Education, that does charter schools. This charter school is called Excel Academy of Woodlawn, and I can't find a whole lot of information on it. It doesn't show up in like this normal sort of neighborhood school ratings, data stuff that you usually look at if you're looking at real estate information. I don't know if they're just not reporting it at all, or they're not obliged to because they're a charter school, or what the deal is. But yeah, that's the sort of weird shell game that seems to have happened in a lot of these schools. I mean, the claim was that we have a lot of schools that were underfilled. So you had, a school that could take 200 people, and the average attendance was 110. And so they figured, okay, well, we'll shut down one of these, combine the other two, and so. But it's weird the way things shake out, and then charter schools are a whole thing. I've talked about before with the charity thing. It's one of those things where, like, you sort of have a great idea, or at least a good idea that sounds great as a pitch to Ron Manuel or whoever else is in charge of deciding whether or not you get the chance to actually try to make it work. And then you try to make it work, and if it works, that's awesome. If it doesn't, then hopefully you've given the students at least a good experience as they would have had without, I don't know. Hopefully you don't screw things up too bad, I guess is what I'm getting at. Part 2. Gavin, I think you're the only one who's going to understand this. I was thinking a little bit about Pugs. This is also related a little bit to my old apartment down in Woodlawn, because we had a roommate who had a pug who just sort of sat there in the sunlight through the window and sort of stared up at the sun all day while his owner was gone, which I found deeply depressing. But the thing I wrote down to myself on that is that I think Pugs can teach us a lot about humility and being happy in spite of our circumstances. Because if you look at, especially this dog was 18. They had lived longer than Pugs have any real right to live, and it just kind of sat there wheezing, staring at the sun, but was ultimately a very happy dog. And I think I'm a little bit jealous of that sometimes. Part 3. Stealing Dad. Gavin, I'm stealing Dad. He's not going to be in town for your birthday. I'm sorry. I kind of want to know how you feel about that. You don't need to make a video. I hope you'll forgive us at least. I might try to get a video off at the last second while I'm meeting up with him, waiting for the plane or something, just so that you can have a little something from us for your birthday. We'll see. I don't want to promise anything yet, because I don't know how Dad does with video. Part 4. Yes, Part 4. We'll stop it here after this one. I hate some things. Last night I was booking some flights for a bachelor party weekend at a cabin for a friend of Rena's and mine who's getting married to another friend of Rena's and mine, and we're very happy for him. But I am really, really bad at picking the right month when booking flights. I've done this a number of times now where I've booked a flight and I thought, okay, good, that's settled, and then somebody points out to me, hey, you booked for June instead of July. It makes me upset. It makes me doubly upset because we're dealing with things where there's kind of a lot of money involved, and we're dealing with things where the prices are inconstant. Like, if you check for the same flight from 5 different websites, you'll get 5 different prices, and that alone makes me deeply frustrated. And then you get into screwing something up, and so I'm frustrated at myself, and all of a sudden, I hate the world. Happy thoughts. So, alright, I'm going to try to channel the pug. You guys have a good weekend.